A briefing from the South Korean health authorities on the COVID-19 situation here in South Korea. Very soon we'll cut into the briefing with simultaneous interpretation available for you in English. A Health Ministry official Gov'T at the Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasure Headquarters is expected to be giving us the details on the coronavirus situation in Korea, filling us in on the number of new infection cases seen as of Wednesday midnight. Also, the official will tell us what kinds of efforts the government is making to contain the virus, especially with the recent increase in cluster infection cases. There were a total of 313 new cases of COVID-19 reported here in South Korea as of Wednesday midnight, which brings the accumulated total to 29,311. We've just gone into the briefing room now, where the Health Ministry official Gov'T will be coming in very soon. And of course, the government is due to update us on how they will be taking measures to really contain these additional cases of the virus seen in the Seoul capital area, where there are just dozens and scores of cases popping up in the country, with around 180 countries recorded in the Seoul area alone. The official has now come to the podium, so let's take a listen to what he has to say.
Let us now begin our regular briefing for November 18th, Wednesday. As of today midnight, we have a total of, continued from yesterday, we have 200 numbers of the confirmed cases, and today we have 245 new local infections, and among them we have 181 in the metropolitan area, while 64 have been reported in the non-metropolitan area. Yesterday we had 2 additional fatalities, and I extend my deepest condolences to the deceased and the members of their bereaved families. Centering around the metropolitan area, we are seeing continued community transmissions of the COVID-19, and it is spreading at a very fast pace. As of today midnight, looking at the past week, we have seen on-day increase of about 180.6 cases on a daily basis, and about 120 cases in the metropolitan area as well. And also, we have about 19.6 cases for the Honam region as well, and in the metropolitan area in particular, from the past week we had about 80 cases. However, today we have a total of 181, which is a rapid surge. And the transmissions of the virus is also becoming more diverse, stemming from all of the multi-use facilities, including saunas, eateries, cafes, as well as other social gatherings involving friends and families. And in the case of metropolitan area, please note that you could be infected at any time, at any place. And this is why you should refrain from going to crowded spaces, confined spaces, where it is difficult for you to wear face masks. The government has decided, starting from tomorrow, midnight tomorrow, the 19th, we will be elevating the social distancing level to level 1.5 in the Seoul metropolitan area. And also in Gangwon-do province, considering the fact that they have the number of cases spreading in the western area, Cheolwon and Wonju will also be subject to these measures. And also in other cities like Gwangyang, Yeosu, and Gwangju, they also have raised the social distancing level to level 1.5. And we would like to ask all of the residents who are subject to these intensified measures to comply cooperatively with these measures going forward. And as for the multi-use facilities, please note that you need to refrain from activities that raise the risks of infection, and we will also have restrictions on the number of users. In addition, we will also have the restriction of users for gatherings, as well as public venues and public indoor venues, as well as other gatherings and demonstrations as well. We would like to apologize for the inconvenience inconveniences that these may bring. However, please note that the community infection needs to be curbed stemming from the Seoul metropolitan area and Gangwon-do province. And please note that these intensified measures are indispensable. And the aim of this strengthened measure is to contain the virus as soon as possible and to contain the spread of the community transmissions and to also overturn the table of the outbreak going forward. And first of all, we know that there are many difficulties and many restrictions that are expected when we elevate the social distancing even higher to level 2. So we would also bring many restrictions in multi-use facilities, including a banning of the business suspensions of the restaurants after 9 p.m. And also they include the restrictions of opening businesses like singing rooms as well as internet cafes. So these will bring many inconveniences. However, we believe that we need to aimed to contain the virus here at level 1.5 without having to increase a notch to level 2. We know that there could be many inconveniences in your daily lives, but please, once again, we urge you to participate in our cooperative measures. And during the next 2 weeks, we ask you to refrain from going to any gatherings or events. And also, in particular, if there are many eateries and cafes where people cannot wear face masks and also need to talk to each other while eating, we ask you to refrain from going to these gatherings. And please note that when you go to multi-use facilities that are closed and confined, it is also very risky. So please minimize your time of stay at these places as well. Right now in the metropolitan area and Gangwon-do province, please note that the infection can spread at any time, at any place. So this means that there is a very high risk of infection, so you need to take particular precautions. The government will also exert our full efforts to contain the virus spread at level 1.5, and we will exert our full efforts to this end. And we would like to brief you on the quarantine measures for the private businesses. And as for the regions under the level 1.5, starting from the 23rd of November, we will carry out on-site inspection for the inspections and for quarantine for these businesses. And we will make sure that we have on-site inspections, especially for call centers and logistics centers, and also other 100 business operations as well. And here, under this inspection, we will make sure that everyone are wearing their face mask and also they have regular ventilations and that they comply with the quarantine measures as well. And we will also cooperate with the economic councils as well as organizations and ask the business operations to expand flexible working hours as well as the work from home scheme. Moreover, there are many businesses in the social distancing level 1. However, we will also be instructing the local governments at these levels to also conduct these related inspections. And we will also make sure that we have intensified quarantine measures inspection for the construction sites starting from the 23rd of November to the next 2 weeks. We will also have special guidance as well. And also in the military sector, we will also intensify our quarantine measures to this end. And in the metropolitan area as well as in Gangwon-do province, there are many military bases and they will also be elevating the social distancing measures within their bases. And this means that they have restrictions and curbs on the entry of other people as well as the holidays for the servicemen. And we will make sure that there are no more further spread of the virus within the military bases. And in the winter season, we believe that there could be a possible twindemic of COVID-19 and influenza. And we also aimed to conduct diagnostic testing so that we can detect both of these viruses. And this test kit, which involves the PRC testings, starting from tomorrow, we will have this under the national health insurance coverage. And starting from this year, we will also make sure that these will be expanded for the coverage of the the health insurance in order to contain the virus. And while there are about 80,000 Korean won per person to have the economic burden for the testings, however, we would also like to take this into coverage of the health insurance, and we would also like to minimize the people who will have to be waiting in line, also and being able to listen to their results. So we would also like to minimize this time as well. And as for the COVID-19 vaccines, many global companies are having encouraging news about progress in the development of COVID-19 vaccines, and we believe that there could be more encouraging news going forward. To this end, as for the international community, we have a heightened expectation for the COVID-19 vaccine, and there are also many interest in the South Korean government's plan to secure COVID-19 vaccines. And the government is also has also an aim to provide about 30 million people with the vaccines, and we also have conducted our under the COVAX scheme. We will also like to secure a large amount of dosages, and also we are currently under negotiations with many global companies to secure at least 20 million dosages, and we believe that we will have no great challenges in achieving our target. And within November, if possible, we will disclose the detailed measures and plans so that you could also be updated on these measures. And we understand that there could be many public anticipation for the COVID-19 vaccines. However, it is very important for the government to note and to stress the efficacy as well as the safety of the vaccines, and therefore it could take some time. At the current moment, it is very important to contain the virus, rather through the face mask wearing and social distancing measures. And the government will also exert our full efforts so that we will not cause any concerns of the public, and we will also go over the safety and the efficacy of the vaccines going forward, and to make sure that we have enough vaccine dosages for our public. We will also prepare to our earnest. And in the metropolitan area, with the heightened, toughened quarantine measures, we believe that for the next 2 weeks, we ask you to comply with the measures going forward. And right now, we are seeing unfolding of the large-scale community transmissions, and we are at a very critical moment right now. And many experts say that the effects of the social distancing measures will be unveiled after 10 days to about 14 days. So we ask you to continue to comply with these quarantine measures to contain a large-scale outbreak nationwide. And after 2 weeks, we have the college entrance exam coming up, so it is very important for us to exert our full efforts. And especially there are many students who have exerted their full efforts in the past year to prepare for this very important exam in their lives. So it is time for our adults to exert our full efforts to this end as well. Please note that a single mask can prevent the community transmissions. Never forget this, and please wear your face mask at all times. Moreover, when you are at indoors, please note that compulsory face mask wearing is important. And aside from when you are consuming food or beverage, please wear your face mask at all times at eateries as well as cafes. And as we did over the past months, we are able to overcome the challenge, and I have great confidence in this. And amid the challenges, we believe that we will have more solidarity and unity shining. And also, we ask for you to continue to practice these live quarantine measures going forward. Thank you very much.
지금부터 질의응답 시간을 가지겠습니다. That was a live briefing from the South Korean health authorities that you just heard there, updating us on the latest on the COVID situation in South Korea. The official just confirmed that there were 313 new cases of COVID-19 in South Korea, bringing the total to 29,311. South Korea unfortunately reported 2 additional deaths from COVID-19, bringing the total death toll to 496. And over the next 2 weeks, the government has advised everyone to stop going to large gatherings and try and wear a mask at all times and keep to those social distancing guidelines. That does it for our coverage of this morning's briefing. We will be back though at midday Korea time with our regular news with Mark Broom. Bye for now.